This is Lollypopbeatz, and I just jumped off the porch with DGB.
Lollipop. All right, so we got the one and only Lollypopbeatz jumping off the porch with us today. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, no
it's
problem.
Crazy being here, like seeing this set, and I'm here now.
Nah, that's dope. That's dope. Yeah. So first off, how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling really good. It's like I'm loving Atlanta. It's my first time out here, and it's just like different out here to London. I just don't want to go home. It's like a different grind out here.
Yeah. What have you enjoyed the most so far? Was it just cooking up with people and just kind of hitting the studios and all that, or?
Just, yeah, cooking up with people that I basically cook up with online. You know, it's hard I do everything from my bedroom, so it's a bit different, and just seeing studios, so I don't go to that many studios, and so it's like the perfect place here for all that.
Yeah, it sounds like you're getting the full Atlanta experience there.
Yeah.
And before Atlanta, you were just in LA, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so was that your first time in LA as well?
Yep.
Okay, so what was that experience like for you?
It was like the same as here, but it feels like way more hectic here. Like LA, I still was like so busy, like cooking up with people all day basically, but I've been exhausted ever since I landed here. It's been exhausting, been like staying up all night. I'm not used to this lifestyle, like it's just not what I'm used to, so, and I've coughed ever since I got to Atlanta. I don't know if it's like the weed or the pollen, I don't know, but yeah. No, LA was really good as well.
Okay, yeah, the pollen is ridiculous right now, so we'll blame it on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was this a trip you had been planning for a while? Like, I know I got to get to Atlanta, you know, I got to come overseas in this?
I've been saying for like since I started, basically, I wanted to go to America, but specifically Atlanta, I just seen from like watching studio vlogs and like the people that I watch that make beats and do content are all here. So I probably for like the last 2 years wanted to come here, and now it's finally happened.
No, that's dope. And how have people been treating you? How have you been received since you touched down there?
Everyone's been so cool. Like, I guess I've met most people that already knew me, but like even the people that didn't know me, you know, they say like, you make beats, or like, you know, they don't expect that. So it's always like a good reaction, and I don't actually get offended if people get shocked, because, you know, you don't expect someone like me to make beats, whatever, but I like it. I just take it all in and use it to my advantage, and people have been like, people have recognized me, even said, are you Lollypopbeatz, which is crazy to me. Like, that's coming to the other side of the world and people know who I am is crazy.
No, that's super dope right there. And for the people that, like, you know, aren't familiar with you, like, what's the reaction when you go ahead and play your beats? Because they're probably not expecting that type of style either.
Yeah, it's always a big reaction, and I saw it, the first reaction, like when people started to get shocked, was when I posted on TikTok. So now seeing the reaction in real life is different. I was in LA, and there were a bunch of people in the studio, and then I couldn't really do anything because people were already making beats, so I just sat down, put on headphones, started making a beat, and within like 2 minutes someone was like, are you making a beat? Are you a producer? So then they were like, oh, come and play your beats, and then people coming in the room and saying, this girl's going crazy in the other room, like, you gotta come and listen. So like, I love the reaction in person, because I've only ever seen it like in comments and stuff, which is completely different to the in-person reaction.
Yeah, I'm sure you catch a lot of people off guard. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's go back to London. So like, talk about your experience growing up there. Like, what were you into as a kid? Were you always into music, or what were you doing?
I liked music, but like, I played the piano as like a 6-year-old, just basic. I did gymnastics, just hung out with friends, like very good childhood, like in a nice area, like really lucky to have a good family. And music came about probably when I was like in like 8th grade or something, and we were in music class, and we had to use, I say garage band, no, garage band, you say garage band in school, and I was like, damn, I love this. And then I like took over because it was a group project, and I was just like, let me do it. So that was like my first experience of making like a beat or something. And yeah, just in 2019, that's when I started actually getting into music and making beats fully.
Okay. And who were you listening to back in like 2019? Who were some of your favorite artists, or even some of your favorite producers too back then?
Future was the one that made me think, damn, like, I like these beats. You know, I was like listening to, it was more early Future, Chief Keef, Travis Scott. I was kind of late though, you know, starting like 2018, listening to rap. But it was mainly Future. And producers wise, it's like Southside and Metro Boomin are my favorites. Yeah.
And what was it about their sound that kind of made, like, really drew you into it then?
I don't know, but obviously they produce most of Future's music, so that's what I heard. So that's why I've taken the inspiration from them into my beats now. just the hard, dark trap beats, but like simple as well. I don't know what it is. They're just the fact that Southside, I've seen like videos of him making a beat in like 5-10 minutes, just like that, and that's what I take inspiration from.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what were your first beats sounded like? Were you trying like to mimic their sound, or?
Not really. I was trying to make anything. Like, it's so hard unless you're a producer, you know what I mean. Like, it's so hard to, you might have an idea in your head, but to actually make the beat is so hard. They were so bad, like my beats. I used to put like gunshots, like glass smashing sounds, like any sound effect that you can think of. And I remember playing it to my grandpa for the first time, and he's listening in the phone like, and I was like, do you not like it? And he was like, But yeah, they were not good. It took like a solid year to get them sounding okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And what was that process like, you know, working on your beats for a year? Were you letting a lot of people hear them at that time, or were you kind of just knowing they're not ready to hear this yet?
Yeah, I knew they weren't ready. I was just in my room. I didn't know a single person, so I didn't really have anyone to ask other from my brother, who he was telling me all my beats were good. And like, I'd post on Instagram, started like following a bunch of people so they'd follow me back, and that's how I built out my Instagram, and everyone was telling me they were fire. They were not, no, like they were honestly one of the worst beats I've ever heard, but that's how you start. And I didn't have anyone telling me. I remember the first producer I sent in my beat for a beat critique, and the producer was like, nah, this ain't it. And I was like, I'm gonna quit now. I was like crying. I was like, nah. But you just have to hear the truth from people. But it's hard to say, no, this is trash, because you don't actually know what you're doing. You just have to keep practicing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And so how do we end up with the name Lollypopbeatz?
So my real name's Lauren, and my nickname's always been the Atlanta cough, Lauren or Lollipop. So when I just didn't know what, like when I was creating Instagram, I was like, what can I call myself? I didn't actually mean for it to stick, you know, and Lollipop with an I was taken, so that's why I chose it with a Y, which is really annoying. But I think I got the beats part from Murder Beats, and I was like, okay, Lollypopbeatz. But I don't like it, but it's growing on me, the name, and everyone knows me as that, and it's too late to change it, so I'm stuck with it now.
What do you mean you don't like it? Like,
It's
did you
just
ever
cringe.
like it, or was it
No,
just?
and like my mum calls me Lolly, and then like rappers are calling me Lolly and Lollipop. It's just weird. I don't know, I'd rather just be called Lauren, but you can't really have a producer name like Lauren. Maybe you could, but it's too late to switch.
No, at this point, yeah, it's definitely too late for you.
Yeah.
So like, who were some of the first artists that rapped on your beats, or, you know, that you were able to get placements with?
I think the first ever major artist that freestyled on a beat was Soulja Boy.
Okay, I saw that clip, yeah.
And then my first placement was YBN Namir. He found me on YouTube. He like sent me a voice note, and he was like, I just cooked up on like, made a song on like 10 of your beats on YouTube. And so they all finding me for my type beats on YouTube. So I used to post Chief Keef type beats.
Oh wow.
So that's how most of them found me. But yeah, it's mostly like up and coming artists that were finding me from like at the start.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were just uploading your beats to YouTube? Were you using any other programs or apps at that time that you were uploading to?
Instagram as well, but it was mainly through YouTube, like the traffic, and then it took me like 8 months to get one beat to hit 1,000 views. So I was like grinding every day. Like, it's really tough. It doesn't just work out like that. You have to keep posting. And then one beat took off and like basically boosted my channel.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, I was posting for every single day. I didn't miss a day for 2.5 years.
Holy cow.
But in total, I was posting for like 3 and a bit years.
Jeez, yeah.
Yeah.
So going back to Soulja Boy, how does he get that beat? Did he just find it on YouTube, or
he was streaming, I think, on Twitch, playing games, and he just typed in obviously Chief Keef type beat, and then someone heard my tag and was like, yo, Soulja Boy just freestyled on your beat. Otherwise, without a tag, I wouldn't have known. There's so many times where people have used my beat and I wouldn't have known if someone didn't tell me, like, oh, I heard your tag. Yeah. So that's how he found me. So I haven't had like personal contact with him, but there's been a bunch of people that have found me just through like, if they're live streaming and they wanted to freestyle.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's your reaction when you learn that Soulja Boy rapped over your beat, and then you're able to go find it and listen to it too? Yeah,
I was really like, as a beginner producer, it's like more exciting obviously, because and it's funny that it was him being the first, because he's always like, oh, I'm the first rapper to, you know what he says. So he actually was the first rapper to hop on my beat. But yeah, I used to like dance to Crank That when I was like 10. So it's like a full circle moment, him being the first artist to hop on a beat. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's super dope right there. Yeah. So what did your family and friends think of you like making beats? Like, especially when you first told them it popped out, it was like, hey, listen to these beats for me.
Before I started, I was like, I'm kind of interested in making beats, and they were like, yeah, like do something. They weren't saying like do something real, like get a real job, but I guess I just was like, give me 5 years and let me prove myself and let me work. Obviously, I didn't know myself that it was going to work out, but then eventually they were seeing how happy it was making me, and I was literally making beats all day, every day. And then the success starts to come, and they're like, okay, this might be proper. So they're super supportive. My friends probably doubted me more than my family, and they were saying now, like, they were happy for me when I was coming out to America, and they were like, you know, not gonna lie, we didn't really see how it's gonna work because they all went to university. I was like, what the hell am I gonna do with my life? I don't know. But it just worked out, and they're all supportive. My mum watches all my videos and beats, and she comments like fire emojis on everything. She asks me all the time, like, oh, what's going on? And then I'm like, oh, this rapper contacted me, and like, yeah, they're super supportive, so I'm lucky about that, because they might not have let me do it, you know.
So how proud of yourself are you of how far you've come?
I'm very proud. I'm humble, but thinking back to like 4 years ago when I was really trying to, you know, be serious about this, yeah, I'm super proud of myself, because it's not easy.
Yeah.
And, you know, I didn't show myself until like a year ago, like, me as a person, so now that's brought like a whole new aspect to it, because people think that I just did well because I'm a female, and you know, it's easier in the industry, but no one knew who I was when I was posting the beats on YouTube, so I did that to make sure that people weren't just thinking I was fire because I'm a girl. You know, I wanted them to see the beat and hear the beat on its own and not think about who made it. So yeah, I am super proud, even being here like in America, which I've been saying for the last like 4 years. Yeah, it feels good.
Yeah. Was it a big leap, you know, to kind of start revealing yourself, like what you look like then?
I was so scared. The first time I was like showing myself, I was on Instagram Live, and I was like, let me just go live. I was on vacation with my friends. It was late at night. I think it was the last night. And I was just like, let me go live. And then I was like screaming. It was so like weird looking back at it, but then I went live with like a bunch, like way more people watched it than I thought, and then I was going live with like the artists that I'd worked with, and they were like, we love you, Lollipop, like, and everyone's like, no way, is this you? Da, da, da. So then I saw the reaction, I was like, okay, and then they were saying like, you should do YouTube, so eventually I did YouTube. But yeah, when I was so scared at the start to show me.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta jump out there though.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's dope. And you've been going crazy on YouTube. You're over 50,000 subscribers. Talk about that journey, just kind of building up that content and building up that following on YouTube.
So obviously I started with the type beats. I think I've posted over 1,000 type beats. So I think I'd hit 15,000 subscribers with 1,000 beats, which seems like, you know, that's terrible. But then after 15,000 subscribers is when I started to do a video like me actually making a beat, and then it went up. Like it got 80-something thousand views, like within a week or something. And then I was like, okay, so then my subscribers, like, because before it was just rappers and artists on my channel, and then I was like, how do I switch to make producers come over? But it just worked. So now, yeah, from 15,000 in like a year and a bit, I'm now at 51,000 something, which is crazy. So it didn't take 5 minutes, you know, it's been like three years of grinding.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you've been killing it on TikTok as well.
TikTok's crazy. The algorithm is so weird on there. It's easier than YouTube to do well, but I'm like smart with my TikTok, where I know kind of how to get the best reaction from people. And I say best reaction, like I make fun of myself. I'm trying to get people to comment hate, like people argue with each other in the comments. My TikTok is so toxic, like it's crazy, but I encourage it. I'm like, bring in the comments, bring in the hate. That's what I want, because if they're not talking about you or don't have anything to say about you, then you're not doing something right and you're not gonna grow. So yeah, TikTok has been insane, and like Polo G's found me through TikTok, Money Man, and I get people just hitting me up saying, yo, I've seen your TikTok, send me beats. And I'm like, damn, they're coming to me. You know, I don't have to reach out to them, they're coming to me.
Yeah, you never know who's watching, that's
exactly.
for sure.
Yeah, because it will reach everyone. You know, YouTube, you have to click on the video if you want to watch it, but TikTok, it will just pop up and they're like, oh, okay, and then if they like what they hear, they reach out, and it's crazy.
Yeah. And so how does Chief Keef reach out to you then?
He found me through my type beats because I was doing Chief Keef type beats. So I think I'd posted 100 Chief Keef type beats and I just get a DM. I woke up in the morning, I was like, there's no way that's him, because I saw that, you know, it said like 2 messages from Chief Keef with the verified tick, and I was like, there's no way. I burst out crying because it's like such a weird moment, especially because it's him, and I don't mean to fangirl, but like it's Chief Keef. And like as a young like beginner producer, having the person who you're like every day making type beats for to put them on YouTube and they're reaching out to you, like that was crazy. And then I was trying to send him beats and he, I think, left me on red, and then a year later he hit me up again. He was like send me them. He was like, send me those Chief Keef type beats. And I was like, okay. And then I was kind of, I didn't really send him as much as I wanted to, and then we had some other contacts, and yeah, that was just, I was still just blown away. I was like putting too much pressure on myself. I was like, I need to send him the best beats possible. Like they can't be the YouTube beats. It has to be like specifically for him. And I wasn't really making that many beats at the time. So I was kind of stupid. That's the only thing I regret, just not being like on top of that. Now I would have been like flooding him with beats every single day. But it was just crazy in the first place that he reached out. Yeah.
No, that's dope. Do you know if he ever rapped on anything? No? Did he send anything back to you?
I don't know, but I did once get on YouTube, like I get loads of copyright claims from artists who steal my beats, and then it like claims it as their song because it's my beat, so it like thinks I'm copying their song. So once it just said Chief Keef and then the name of his publishing, like music publishing company. So it wouldn't have said that unless it was him, I'm pretty sure. I never asked. I don't know if that was him, because sometimes if it was a similar beat to a song he's done, sometimes it kind of picks it up. But it wasn't a similar beat to a song he's done. So who knows if that was him and like they're just registering the song but it's not out yet. Who knows? But I was like, damn.
That's major right there, yeah. So walk us through like your creative process when you sit down to cook up then.
I don't really have an idea. I don't use machinery like keyboards, nothing. I just click in, which is weird. Like when I explain to people like how to make beats, they're like, but you're not, you know, it's all on the computer, it's just virtual instruments. So I literally just click in a melody and add drums. Sometimes it takes me 10 minutes, sometimes it takes me like an hour. I have no, no direction, I just make whatever.
Oh, really? Is it just basically kind of off of like how you're feeling that day, or?
I mean, usually I'm making something dark. I don't know why, that's just my go-to. Like, it's like I'm in a bad mood all the time and like I just want to be like evil, like I'm wearing like black Air Forces or something, but those are just the beats that I make. I don't know what it is that like, if it's too happy sounding, I'm like, no, I need to make it sound a bit darker. But I need to get out of that because that's all I make, and I'm just end up making the same beat over and over again. I mean, I have done 1,000 and something Chief Keef type beats. There's only so many different ones you can do. Yeah. And would you say it's like therapeutic making beats then? It was, because now it's like a job. It's not a hobby anymore. So I used to feel like it was a game. You know, you'd wake up, be so excited to make a beat for like 8 hours in the day or just all day, and you get like just in the zone. Now it's like, who am I making this beat for? Oh, it's taking me too long. Oh, I need to like edit a video or do something else. It's like not the only focus anymore, so it's really not as fun. But coming here and collabing with people is like, that's what I've been missing out on, because I do most stuff by myself in my room. But when you have people, like, you take inspiration from them. I've seen some crazy producers like on the keys. Like now I want to learn, although I can play the piano, I can't just like go ahead and play something crazy. So I want to try do that and like spice up things, because I made it a bit too boring, like how I just make the same beat all the time. But it is therapeutic because I still love it, and I'm so lucky I can do what I love as a job, you know.
No, that's dope. So you and MAF Teeski been going crazy. How did that connection first happen?
So I think he found me on YouTube, but he didn't reach out to me. And I'd seen him, I'm pretty sure, by just someone reposting him on Instagram stories. So I'd screenshotted his Instagram profile, which I usually never do. I would just reach out to them straight away. But I was like, let me just remind myself to reach out to him. So I screenshotted his account. I think he had like 22,000 followers, which is crazy. I think it was about 2 years ago. And then eventually I reached out and he's like, I use all your beats from YouTube. And I was like, damn, I wanted to reach out to you. I saw that you were fire, so let's work. So he was getting them from my YouTube and I was sending to him at the same time. And we just like got more and more songs. And he had a little bit of buzz, but he was not anywhere near like as big as he has now, which is crazy. It's nice to see like the growth. And I've always tried to look for that artist that you grow with, because otherwise it's like, you can't aim for like the top people. It's not like I'm gonna try DM Future and work with him. You know, you need to build from the ground up. It's just a shame that I'm in London and, you know, it's not like in person, but he just started using my beats more. And then some songs took off. The one called I Like It, that's my biggest streaming song and his second biggest song. And then Drench Gang, which G Herbo hopped on, which is crazy. Again, I cried when I found out G Herbo hopped in it, because like he's one of my favorite artists as well. And I'd said like, in a video, I said I'm going to manifest a G Herbo placement, because I'd made a beat like I thought G Herbo would hop on, and then 2 days later I'd made the beat that they ended up hopping on. So
wow. I
believe in manifestation and all that, but that I think, you know, is meant to be. And yeah, we linked up the other day in Atlanta for the first time. I wore his chain for like an hour. Yeah, it was crazy. I was the only producer in there, like his friends were in there. That's my first like proper artist session, because otherwise I don't link with artists in the UK. So that was like, one, I already knew him and he knew, like, so it wasn't as difficult. But that was like crazy, meeting in person and like actually being with an artist and him giving his input and just playing beats, you know, and then I made one on the spot. Yeah, that was crazy to link up.
What were the vibes like in the studio with him then?
It was good. I mean, I don't smoke or anything, so, and they were like drinking lean and whatever, you know, I've seen videos, I know what it's like. So it's not like I feel uncomfortable, I felt comfortable. We're like super close, like he was saying, like, he's always said, Lollipop, you're my favorite producer, and we had a big hug. And then, I don't know, I just get pressure like trying to make something good, because I made a beat at the end on the spot. But I was cooking up before he got there. As usual, rappers turn up late, so I was there for like 2 hours just trying to make as many beats as possible. But I think it went well. You know, I don't know in my own head like what everyone else is thinking, but like his friends were asking me questions and they were saying like, you made this beat? And I was like telling them all the songs of his that I produced, and they were like, no way. So yeah, it was really good. Like I enjoyed it. Enjoyed it at least.
Yeah, and how does that make you feel? Because he's even commented on your IG like you're his favorite producer. How does that make you feel?
I mean, I think he's just saying that, but he's always like saying something funny, and it's cute, and it's funny me saying he's cute, but yeah, like he said I'm like his favorite producer that he hadn't met before, but I was like, that's not your favorite producer then, is it? But no, he's always been like supportive, and like the post that I did where I was wearing his chain, like everyone was like going crazy. It was like reposted on a Chicago like Instagram page, and all the reaction, like people say like, oh, we're the hardest duo, and yeah.
Have you guys talked about doing like a full project together, or?
No, but I'd love to. I'd even like to have my own like album where I get different artists that I produce the whole thing by myself and then get different artists to hop on, but obviously he'd be like the main one that I want on it. But yeah, a joint album would be crazy with just me and him. Yeah.
No, that would go crazy for sure. Yeah. So you mentioned the YBN Namir. So what's your reaction when he reaches out and was like, yeah, I rapped over a couple of your beats?
Again, at that point, I was still new, so I'd known him from like his big songs. I was like, no way. And like I go and run down to my mum and dad, I'm like, YBN Namir just messaged me, and they're like, who's that? So it's funny, like, I have no one to tell because my friends don't really listen to rap. I tell my brother, but yeah, he'd made 10 songs, I'd only heard 2, and 2 made his project. But yeah, the fact that they're just finding me, and then the fact that they even reached out, because they might, you know, they don't really tell you half the time if they've used the beats or not. So, and he didn't realize I was a girl. So I think he found out eventually. He's like, you're a girl. You know, it's always like that shock, which I love. You know, I don't get offended, or as I said, like I love it. So.
And did you know anything about the music business side of things at that point too, considering this was like your first big placements?
No, and I didn't have a manager at the time, and his manager was like saying, do you need help with it? And his manager was like, oh, I'd be interested in managing you. So I was like, okay. But there was like loads of people reaching out, and I didn't really know what to do. I didn't have anyone to ask, like, is this normal, or like, if they take this cut or say this price, I didn't know how much to charge. I was like charging the same amount for him than I do like my online sales, which you shouldn't do, but you live and you learn. And now, you know, I have management and proper like people to handle the business for me, and I'm more aware now. Still, it's like really hard to learn. I feel like you never stop learning about the music business and how it works, because it's such a weird, unfair industry. But I'm here, you just have to focus on the creative stuff. And it's weird that you don't get paid for half the stuff, and like it's not guaranteed, like you're working all these hours and it's not even guaranteed, but that's the fun of it, I guess. Yeah,
and if you do get paid, sometimes you got to wait 3-6 months down the road anyway.
Yeah, but then it will be good, you know, when you get the money.
Yep.
So it's difficult and it's not guaranteed, but you just have to hope for the best and keep going.
Yeah. So how did you lock in with your current management then?
They found me on TikTok. So again, it's like most people would reach out to me and they just said, can you send some beats? And then we had like an initial call, and then we just started like working before like officially signing and just seeing how we work together. And I had loads of other opportunities at the time, people reaching out. I had like producers who are big producers saying like, I can get you all these placements, I can get this person to rap on your beats. And as a young producer, that's kind of scary, because you think, oh, okay, but it's like really hard to know who to go with, who to trust. But it just worked out. Like I could see how they were working, and I had to put my full trust in them. And then this is the first time I'm actually meeting them in person.
Oh, really?
So it's hard from across the world, but we have like calls, and I text them. They help me with whatever. So it works. It worked out well. No,
that's dope. And like you said, it kind of just makes it to where you can just create. You focus on creating and not have to worry about the business side of things too.
Exactly.
Yeah. So Rowdy Rebel. You got a couple placements with him. How did that connection happen?
Again, he just sent me randomly on Instagram a picture of, he was like in a studio, and on the screen I could see he'd loaded up my beat from YouTube, which was on my second channel, which only had like 1,000 and something subscribers. The beat had like 1,000 views, and it was a Lil Durk type beat, and he just sent me a picture to say, you know, I'm recording on this. So again, I'd really liked him. Who did I hear? Like I knew of him, but like not a lot. I just heard like he was on a feature, which I liked. So then I just got his number and started like loading him up with beats, and we've got, I don't know how many unreleased songs. And he used to send them all back to me. A lot of the artists don't send them back, but he was like sending me back all the songs. And then he got Mellow Bucks. There was a feature from her on one of them. I think that's the only feature. And then he did one with Ra Swish. Like I'd sent him the beat, and then Ra Swish like took the beat, and then they did a song together, which is one of my favorite songs that I produced. It's called BT. That was hard, and that beat I'd made in a video. So it's nice, like when I can like look back and say, oh, I made this beat in a video, and people watch me make it. So
yeah, it's kind of like they get to see the whole process of it, except for of course the recording, you know, the verses. And all that. Yeah. So you mentioned like a lot of artists rapping on your beats, but they never get sent back to you. How frustrating is that, not knowing, you know, if these beats are being used or not?
It's so annoying, because then if I have a beat that I really like and I want to send it to someone else, but I want someone on it, I mean, you just have to send it out to multiple people. It depends. I don't send out my beats to hundreds of artists. I have a select few now that I send out to, but it's just annoying, because you think, oh, like they're not replying to me, they're not using any beats. They probably use like all of them or a lot of them, so you never know. And it's like lack of communication, but you wish they would just like tell you. But I understand, because even when I use like producers, they send me stuff and I don't necessarily tell them I've used this. So I can't really, it's like hypocritical of me if I say, oh, they're not telling me if they use my beats when I do the same.
Yeah.
So I wish they would. A lot of them, like some of them do. It depends, like if you're locked in. I'm not really locked in with anyone because I'm in London, and they're not just gonna try, like rappers probably aren't gonna want to have like a close relationship with me, because it's a bit different. It's like a funny relationship. I do have like a nice relationship with some of them, but they're not just gonna like check up on me and say like, you know, how they talk to their friends or something. I don't know. It's like, it's harder for me being like who I am, but I try and like get out there and like make it like even, you know, like not boy and girl, like just I make the beat, whatever, like it doesn't matter who I am.
Understood. You know, since this trip over here has gone so well, you think about maybe making a move or even coming out here you know, on a longer stay next time, or?
For sure. I want to do like a tour, basically, where I go to different states. So I've always been saying before I even came out here, yeah, I'm going to move out there one day. I don't know where, because obviously the US is so big, but I liked LA as an area, but here, I kind of want to be here as well, but where our Airbnb is, I don't feel safe. I went to like a nice area today, so I haven't seen Atlanta for all of it. You know, I've seen probably just the not so good parts, but definitely would want to come back like in trips, you know, longer trips, like a month maybe, which is, it is long, and I'd be like dead by the end of it, but it's what I love to do. I don't really want to go back home. Like, I'm just going to get home, like sit and say like, what now?
Yeah.
And then come back out here, hopefully later this year, I don't know, yeah.
Okay. Have you worked with any artists from London, or?
Literally a couple of weeks before I came out here was one of the first times that I think I've only worked with 2, like in person.
Okay.
And maybe like 10 in total who have like got my beats from YouTube. So it's extremely rare, and I don't really know that many like popping UK artists that hop on my kind of beats. But I just need to find them, you know, and there's like loads of up and coming rappers that I just need to find, but it's hard finding them, saying like who uses these kind of beats, because I don't really do the UK. It's like not even that different from the UK trap, but I don't really make melodic stuff, so that would help if I try to do that. If I wanted to try and get with the UK artists, then I know what I need to make, but I don't even try. I just focus on the US.
Yeah.
I'm probably a bit stupid for that, but yeah.
It seems to be working out for you, though. Yeah. So you talked about being big on manifestation. Do you want to go ahead and put out some like dream collabs, whether it's artists or other producers, put it out there in the air today?
I'd love to work with Southside. That would be crazy. Metro Boomin, Future, Lil Durk, Rob 49, Nardo Wick, Chief Keef, although that was in my hands and I could have been a bit more smart about that. But anyway, he's still like my goat, and to collab with him even on a beat, because he makes beats as well, that'd be crazy. But yeah, Southside. I love you. Yeah.
I think you and Nardo Wick would create some crazy shit too. Yeah. So can you share some advice for some upcoming producers, like how to get their foot in the door?
Just don't let anyone tell you like you can't make beats, or just work every day, practice every day. You're going to be trash at the start. You don't need any crazy equipment. You can be in your bedroom. You don't need to know a single person. Just watch YouTube tutorials, make beats every day for like years, see where you get to, post your beats on YouTube. It will all like fall into place, and it's not going to be easy at all. Just enjoy the process, because if it was easy, then everyone would be doing it. It's not as fun. It's like the fun is trying to chase that success, and it's really obsessive. Like once you get in it, it's so obsessive, like just getting more and more. You get a little bit, like $10 here and $100 here, $1,000 here, and it's not even about the money, it's just everything. It's so rewarding when you finally get there, so just keep going no matter what. As cringe as that is to say, the only thing that's stopping you is like time. Like I've got like a couple of years ahead of producers who are starting now, but it's just about time and like consistency. Yeah,
no, that's great advice right there. What's some goals you got set for yourself? Say you come back next year and sit on the porch with us. Where are you trying to be at in your career?
I'd love to have 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. Just like working with more people, have like a hit song. Everyone wants a hit song, and just be more confident. Just like continue growing, and I don't really have like set goals. Obviously, I want to work with just as many people as possible, like the people that I named. Love to have songs with them eventually, but yeah, just the growth, any form of like personal growth, and then growth in numbers, and just my beats. I'd like to make different types of beats in a year, but yeah, other from that, just to keep going.
Okay. I meant to ask you this earlier. How many producer tags do you have right now that you use?
Just one.
Just one.
I've got it from a website, which like most producers have got it from. Southside had his made from like this one guy who does most of them. I had mine done by someone. I don't think he's on the website anymore. It's like you pay, there's like a little girl that does it, and then there's like different voices that you can pick. I literally paid like $25. I was like, can you say Lollipop? And I've used it ever since.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Think about changing it soon, or is this something you're gonna stick with for a while?
I never really liked it. I just thought that's what I paid for. Let me just run with it at the moment. And again, the name, like I'd rather just, I can't have a producer tag. It's like Lauren. Like, it's just a bit weird and it might throw people off. But as a joke, I did get my mum to record her saying Lauren, dinner's ready, because someone commented on my TikTok saying your tag should be your mum calling you for dinner, which is funny because she literally says Lauren, dinner's ready. So I was like, Mum, can you record it? So maybe if I like tweak that a little bit, make it better, add some effects, that would be my tag, but then no one would want to use the beat. So who knows? I'll try, like, that would be like more of a marketing thing, like who's like, what is this producer tag? Sometimes the tag, you hear that and you're like, who is this producer? So instead of Lollipop, that might bring more like intrigue, but no, I'll stick with the Lollipop.
You never know, that might take off. You like
maybe.
All right. Do you have any shout outs you'd like to give before you wrap it up?
Shout out to my mum, my dad, my brother, my whole family and friends, my dog Buddy, Southside Chief Keef, MAF Teeski, my managers, and anyone that has supported me and my subscribers.
Today I'm playing over east, I'm out in traffic with Drench game. Phone them steady yelling, drench 'em, cause the ops can't stand the rain. And I ain't trying